Hey guys, it's Dookie Bomb here, coming to you with another episode of Elder Scrolls Online, and we're just picking up from the last episode, and I'm just gonna go to the next mission here. Alright, let's go, Camille. Let's see here, what's going on. I want to get the topic out the way, and just talk about it through this whole video. And this topic has to do with this game itself. I know sometimes I talk about things that don't have to do with Elder Scrolls or Minecraft or anything like that. I might be talking about other things, just video games in general. So I know that in the Dominion you have the High Elf, you have the Khajiit, and the Wood Elf. For Ebonheart you have Dark Elf, Argonian, and Nord. And for Daggerfall, Redguard, Orc, and Breton. So these are the races in this thing. Hold on one second.
They steal anything that's not nailed down. They even stole my livestock.
You were robbed?
This was no simple robbery. It was grand larceny, and I know who did it. The Font stole my glutton. He's been itching to put my prized pig on his menu, serve him up in a stew at his wretched inn. Glutton's missing, and I just know LaFont took him.
Have you reported this to the Watch?
They said to take it up with the magistrate, but that takes too long. Poor Glutton doesn't have that much time. I need someone to rescue him before he becomes a ham sandwich.
I can find your pig. Alright, let's start this up. Swine thief. But yeah, so these are the races here. And my topic is, should there be more? Would it be cool if there was more races in the lore? And I don't want to break the lore, talking about like hybrids or anything like that. I'm talking about like a Jamora or a half-breed Jamora. There's Jamora in all the games, to my belief. I know that they were in Oblivion, Skyrim, and in this game right here. I'm not sure about Morrowind. I haven't played Morrowind. Let me talk to this one person real quick.
Unless this is about cargo, I can't talk right now. I'm extremely busy.
Captain Arison sent me. The king is in danger.
The assassins are in my port. Find these snakes and kill them, but do it quietly. I don't want to start a panic. I'll alert the guards. If any of these conspirators get past you, we'll cut them down.
Alright. Yeah, so imagine having like a half-breed Jamora with its own abilities and maybe its own quest line or whatever that you could pick from. That would be really cool. I know that there's another race, that the ancient snow elves up in Skyrim. That'd be cool if you could pick a race like that. I know that there was mods for Skyrim for the PC, and you know, in other ways you can, you know, kind of take your I talked about the whole mod thing for the 360 where you could pick a snow elf as well for Skyrim. So that's really cool. Or even just intermingling the breeds that we have now, like, you know, like a Khajiit with a dark elf, or a Nord with a Argonian, like a, you know. So that's what I want to talk about. Wouldn't that be cool? And then maybe that could even play on the different traits. The traits that, like a Redguard for this game is really good with like stamina. So imagine if that's mixed with like a High Elf and they have some like staff abilities where they can level up the staff stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. I think so. And what did you guys think? You know, you put into the comments, and hopefully the makers of this game can maybe take that in consideration too. Or maybe that was something that they always talked about but just never did, and maybe they don't want to break the lore. But I think just having a Jamora or a half-breed, or maybe even like a Skyrim, a standalone game where you was the Dragonborn. What's in this box here? Oh, okay. Whoa, she just popped out. Alright, get this lady out of here. Okay. Look at all that stuff that leveled up here. Let me get that. Yeah, in Skyrim you was a Dragonborn, and you had a specific skill set. So imagine if they made another standalone game where you was a Jamora or a half-breed, you know, so you could pick like the race that you want. You could be a Khajiit, you know, Jamora, or a Wood Elf Jamora, or whatever, but that's like the theme is like you escaped Oblivion or something like that. it's wishful thinking. One of my videos before, I was saying that, your wish list, your favorite game that probably won't exist, but you wish it would exist. Same thing with the games that already exist. It's always good to think about stuff that might not be in the game that could be. I really like to think about that too. So the Snow Elves were this, like, to my knowledge, this ancient race that inhabited Skyrim, and they just have a crazy history. Most of it is unknown in the lore, and that makes their lore. But what is kind of on the forums a little bit is that they were this ancient race. That I think they got enslaved by the Dwemer, which is another race that should be, able to get picked in the selection screen. But yeah, like they were forced to be, blind themselves to live, like for their whole race to live or something like that, and then forced underground and enslaved by the Dwemer. So some of these races have really crazy lores and background stories, but they're really good with magic. So they would be like one of the, like, you see how like the high elves are like really tall. Well, the snow elves would be actually a little bit taller and much more pale. Obviously, you can get all these different selections and make your character as dark as you want or light as you want, but their natural skin tone is a lighter complexion. Hold on, I think these guys are talking here.
Death to the king.
Alright, I think something something is popping off. Okay, here we go. Let me put some sunshine in these guys' eyes here. Here you go, take that. Take that, yup. So I think it would be really cool if I was able to play with a snow elf. Just judging on the history, I'm sure that they could write something in the reason why you could play as a snow elf. And then there's the Dwemer. The Dwemer is just like this ancient race. I think they were out before even the snow elves. And they're responsible for all those like mechanical things that you have to fight, all those Dwemer ruins, all that stuff. They're a race that has a lot of mystery behind them because they just disappeared and there's no trace of them. It's not even clear if they disappeared all at once or individually, like over time, but they were just high in technology and civilization, and they just had everything just down packed as far as just their whole situation is concerned. And Elder Scrolls gives me that vibe. It's like a medieval times type of deal, but the Dwemer as a race, I could see steampunk. Like I would even have like some type of guns or something in this particular game. So I feel like if you were able to pick a Dwemer character, maybe their race trait was like technology or something, where you could craft like certain things that other characters can't, like pistols or something like that. I know that that's kind of far-fetched to say in a Elder Scrolls game, but I feel like that would be pretty cool because that goes with their race. These guys, what's this guy kneeling down for? Alright.
In service to Daggerfall,
Huh.
our friend here is to have any
I totally just like protected the king, by the way.
Of course. We'll do whatever we can to help find Angoff and determine his motives. All of Daggerfall stands behind our hero.
It would seem that the captain's concern for me was well-founded. You saved me from this assassin's blade, as well as from my own foolishness this day.
I did what I could.
Indeed. The body on my floor proves that. Who was this man who came to kill me? What did he want?
The assassin was Varric, but he worked for someone named Angoff.
Angoff? I've heard this name whispered by royal spy master reports of unrest across my kingdom, stirred into a froth by this Angoff. But that's all we know.
They wanted to create chaos by assassinating you.
Creating chaos is a method, not a goal. It's a means, not an end. There's more going on here than chaos for its own sake. We must get to the bottom of this.
Is there anything I can do?
Oh yes, my friend. I hereby grant you special dispensation to investigate the villain Angoff in my name. But we must keep this quiet, for we don't want to tip our hand. I shall never forget your service this day, however.
Hey now, I got my skill point. I think I'm leveling up pretty nicely. Level 5 now. Yeah. Alright, got some experience points, XP. Alright, I saved the king. Leveled up. I'm feeling good. Feeling strong. Gained a skill point. Alright, let's check this out. Let's, my light armor increased. Alright, all magic. What am I going to spend? I have 2 skill points. What am I going to spend it on? Let's see. I could morph that. I could definitely morph that. I like that Vampire Bane. But I need that solar flare too eventually. But yeah, I definitely need this Vampire Bane. I want this. Solar flare might have to chill for a second. Yeah, let me spread the love. Get 1 more skill point and morph this. Puncture and sweep is a self-heal. It is very important. Yeah. Definitely got to get this. And my points are already spent. Alright. You know, sometimes I gotta hit those books. Make sure that I'm not missing any free skill line upgrades. Let's see what the next mission is though. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think the Dwemer is a very mysterious race, and they would be much appreciated in the character selection screen. I think they could even be another class of, like, you know how it's like Sorcerer, Templar, Nightblade, all that stuff. It'd be like Dwemer Technician or something, you know? I'll get into it a little bit more after I talk to this guy.
We must speak at once.
Hello, Prophet.
Listen well. I have located a safe harbor from which we might plan our course of action. You must meet me there.
Where's the safe harbor?
I awoke in a city of Bretons, its air heavy with the smells of baked bread, horses, and intrigue. Daggerfall. The harborage is in an abandoned cave outside the city.
I'll find you there. Alright, and I think that is the main quest, so we'll start doing those very soon. Yeah, so imagine if you was the Dwemer race and you got to pick a subclass where you could be like a Dwemer Technician, where you can craft all these things that other classes can't do, like a Templar or a Dragon Knight or whatever. Are they, I think they're playing the top 40 in here. That's kind of crazy. Alright, let me talk to this guy.
Welcome to the Rosy Lion, friend. Have a seat, and I'll pour you a mug of something strong.
Swineherd Waxon said you might be able to help me.
Did he say I stole his damn hog again? I didn't. Not this time, not last time, not ever. Do you see a pig on a spit in here? Most likely Glutton broke out and started rooting in the alleys again.
Does Glutton get into the alleys often?
Every time the pig escapes, Wigton accuses me of thievery. Every time. Ugh, what a nuisance. Look, check the alleys in the northeast section of the city. The sooner that pig's found, the sooner Wigton will shut up and leave me in peace.
I'll go take a look.
Go on. I'm sure you'll find that hog of a pig rooting around in the northeast alleys.
Yeah, they're like jamming in here. Yeah, so imagine that, like, you know, the Dragon Knights are kind of known as like the tanks. You can build like a tank from a Dragon Knight, or the Templars are kind of classified as the healers. But you can be DPS. You can do whatever you want with it. But if this Dwemer class had like a Dwemer technician, that'd be pretty cool. You'd be like more of a support where you might be able to do different facets of things. Is this the pig? Like, okay, I'm not the pig's like trying to talk. Alright, this guy's trying to sneak up on me. Yeah, so like maybe some healing ability, some tanking, and some DPS. Like, you might be able to summon like one of those, or maybe like a couple of those Dwemer machine things, and maybe as an ultimate you can hop into one of those Dwemer, those big things that like spit out that steam stuff. You know, that could be like the DPS version or whatever. Let me talk to this guy too.
You found him! You found my wonderful little glutton!
Your pig was in the alley chewing on strange vine.
Lafont was hiding him there until he could turn poor glutton into ribs and chops. But now I've got my prized pig back.
I don't think Lafani had anything to do with it, and I've seen the vines like that before.
I'm sure of it. But what do I care about strange vines? Talk to Jagersh over by the Mages Guild if you're so interested. He knows his plans. Sold me some herbs one time when a glutton ate something that upset his tummy.
I'll ask Zolgash about these vines. Yeah. Yeah, so like that's cool. Like I think that that'd be pretty cool to have a Dwemer subclass. If not like the race to pick, the actual subclass to pick from.
Ah, someone new to talk to. Are you here for something specific or just to say hello?
Waxton said you might know something about the strange thorny vine.
A strange vine? Unusually thick and covered in thorns? In the city? Son of a troll! I've seen such vines to the north. They're connected to the Bloodthorn cult. A clear indication that the cult is corrupting the land. Be wary of those vines. Wherever they appear, the Bloodthorn cult isn't far behind.
I have some questions about the vines.
Well, don't dawdle. Ask your questions. I don't have all day.
Tell me more about the Bloodborne cult.
They're death mages led by the cursed Reachman Angoff, the Gravesinger. I heard they were causing trouble north of Glenumbra. They must be getting bolder if they're operating in Daggerfall.
Who's Angoff the Gravesinger?
Angoff's a Reachman, one of those magic-cursed savages from the border of Bangkorai. But he's more than that. He's a necromancer. They call him Gravesinger because he made a deal with the Daedric prince, Molag Bal.
And see, you get the Daedric princes and stuff like that. I'm talking about the Dwemer and Snow Elf and all that stuff. As before I said, that'd be pretty cool to be like a Daedric, not even a prince, but like maybe a Daedric half-breed or something. And then maybe you have to answer, or you're escaping from Molag Bal. So I feel like that would be a pretty cool, like, to have either, or all three, the Dremora, the Snow Elf, and the Dwemer. I'm a little fuzzy on any other, like, races. I definitely will have to do some more research on it. I'm sure there's other lores and other, you know, pieces of history for different races that I don't know. But as of right now, I know those three should be in the game as far as selectable characters, and that'd be pretty cool. Like, I really think that that would enhance the game even more, the lore and everything much more. But we're gonna take Camille down here and see what's going on over here. I really didn't actually finish the whole Dwemer thing, but I just think that it would be really cool to just have a support class that's like a buffer between a healer, a DPS, and a tank. And like I I'm just calling it a Dwemer technician, just because they had all the technology. But that'd be pretty cool if it was similar to that, and that they had that type of technology in this game for you to craft and use. I know that on the modding community that they crafted some of these things. I know that there was a mod where you could fly a Dwemer ship, like a flying ship, which was pretty cool. There was a lot of cutting, so like what that means is like the boat would cut through trees and stuff like they weren't there, but it was just a cool concept nonetheless. So I know the modding community has definitely dabbled into different races and different lore that could be in the game that's just not, like the hybrid thing. Like that'd be really cool. You have vampires and werewolves. You mean to tell me that there is not a hybrid anywhere in any of the games? I honestly don't think that makes any sense. I think that that'd be really cool. Now both of those, like the werewolves are very susceptible to poison and the vampires are susceptible to fire, but obviously the hybrid would be immune to both things. So that'd be really cool to even start a character off like that. And according to this game, morph into a werewolf if you're a werewolf, but then have those vampire abilities. But imagine if they had the Skyrim Vampire Lord. So you take the Skyrim Vampire Lord from Skyrim, and then the werewolf, because I truly believe the werewolf in this game is way better than the Skyrim werewolf. But you take the werewolf from this game and the Vampire Lord from the Skyrim game, and you combine them together as a hybrid. So you had the option to like morph from a werewolf to a Vampire Lord, and then have some of the perks. Like I think werewolves should have way more perks when you're not a full-on werewolf. Like your health regenerates faster, you move a little bit faster than most players. You might have like this like sense, like this like extra sense that you can either see in the dark. Like there was really cool Khajiit racial traits in Skyrim where you could see in the dark, or when you became a vampire you can see in the dark. I feel like they should bring that back and make like a hybrid vampire werewolf type deal, and have that be like have some of the perks like definitely night vision, be the ability to morph into a werewolf, the ability to morph into a vampire lord, turn into bats. And actually the ultimate for a vampire is really cool, but I much prefer if they maybe make it like less strong and make it like just a move that you can just do, and then have the ultimate be morph into a vampire lord for this game. Yeah, so I don't know. It's wishful thinking, and I think that I think it's healthy to think that way. You know, this game is awesome. I feel like it's, you know, if it's not perfect, they're always coming out with DLC and patches and things like that. This is one of my favorite games of all time, because it's taken one of my favorite games of all time, Skyrim, and making it multiplayer, making it accessible to go to different regions of the whole Tamriel map. So this definitely gets boosted above Skyrim for me, because I much rather, just like in my other video, much rather play multiplayer than single player. Even though you see me mostly play single player in this game, I have that option. And as I say that, you have this random person right here just running around and swiping, you know, and I could possibly group up with that person. So I like that, having that option of doing that. But yeah, so I really feel like a hybrid class could be in this game, you know, and then you could just write in their lore, like they were just hidden throughout this time and now they just came out or something. I know this is 1,000 years before Skyrim, and you can make them disappear or something. I'm sure that you can always rewrite and write things over and over again. So lore breaking, I think, is just a perspective. I think that you could put anything in a game and then just write why they're not in the other games. But yeah, hybrid, a half-breed Jamora, the Dwemer, like a just, you know, I'm not talking about bring the whole race back. I'm just saying that the long-last survivor of a Dwemer or something, you know, or the Snow Elves. So those are the things that I would want to put into a character selection screen, as well as the character selection that we already have. I appreciate all the races, from the High Elf to Khajiit, Wood Elf, Dark Elf, Argonian, Nord, Redguard, Orc, and Bretons. I like them all. I have my selects. I actually, when I first started playing this game, I didn't have the adventure pack, so I only could, like, I picked the Dominion, so I could only pick from the High Elf, Khajiit, and Wood Elf. And I guess out of all those, I would rather pick a Khajiit. I have no rhyme or reason to it. I just like the Khajiits better than the High Elves and the Wood Elves. Little did I know that near the end game, it's a little bit better if you're a High Elf sorcerer instead of a Khajiit sorcerer. But that's just the little things. I mean, obviously the High Elves have really good staff abilities as their racial traits. So it's all about, oh, look at that, another level up. We're level 6. 2 levels in 1 episode, and I got another skill point gained. But yeah, so I didn't have the choice to pick any race. I probably would have, I don't know what I would have picked, but I definitely thoroughly enjoy my Vet 16. She's awesome, and I always dress her up in the best of clothing, and when I get the new mounts, I always have her ride them first. And she's my crafter, as you guys know already. But yeah, no, I appreciate all the races in the game already. I'm just talking about maybe putting in a couple more. You know, the hybrid, the Snow Elf, the Dramora, and the Dwemer. These are things that are kind of revolving around this game. I know that the hybrids are not actually in the game, but there's vampires and werewolves. Where there's vampires and werewolves, there could be hybrids somewhere. And then the Dwemer are always around as far as the things that they left behind. And the Snow Elves are always in the lore. But tell me what you guys think, and leave into the comments. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, I am Dookie, and I will see you later. Oh yeah, by the way, episode 3 is coming out very soon.